Everybody knows your name. We're gonna go where people go. Na 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 na. We're gonna go where everybody knows your. Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. But your kids are all gonna be enslaved 'cause they're all been blocked. Albo doesn't want them to speak. That's why you've got to say, we're gonna shoot you, Albo, today. We're going to rain hell on your place. We're gonna stop you from turning Australia into a coke fucking fueled fucking DJ party with Peking duck playing. We're gonna go where Albo is in jail. It's amazing what you can do with a jingle. This is how all marketing used to be. It used to be all jingles. So I would have been literally rolling in the cash if I was born in the 50s. I would have been getting phone calls from New York, from Los Angeles, from Paris and London, of course. And they would have said, Shannon, we need a fucking jingle that's going to move this product out the door. But if there's one thing that has not needed a jingle to move product, it's cocaine. People, for some reason, have some type of strange fantasy about putting fucking white powder up their nose that comes from Venezuela. And this is like the ultimate word of mouth fucking concept. You know, it's had a bit of help, I suppose. There's lots of movies that kind of glorify the use of cocaine. And yeah, it's what is it? What is it about that fucking white powder and the East Coast? You know what I mean? What on earth is it? There are 6 million other stimulants available that haven't, been trampled and fucking cut with fucking whatever and, shipped in the asshole of someone and fucking what. I don't understand it any longer. But these eastern state cities, these Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, and Queensland, the Gold Coast and Brisbane, they just love cocaine. And so they're keeping these Venezuelan terrorists in fucking business. And see, I don't, intercontinental fucking commerce and whatever, all of that, I wouldn't have a problem if cocaine stayed where it should have stayed. It should have stayed, I don't know, in one particular section. It shouldn't have been in the noses of fucking every single media company and being piped around the fucking country and kind of fueling a fervor that ended up, obviously, if any of you have ever known like anyone that has an issue with either meth or with cocaine, they have one thing in common. They always burn out. They're doing all these things, very effective, high-functioning fucking cokeheads and high-functioning meth heads. They're going to be the director at the fucking news station or at the fucking the net news network. They're going to be there and they're going to be out fucking socializing. They're going to do all these things. And then inevitably they're going to write too many checks with their mouth or with their actions that they can't cash. Now, this is the first document. Well, it's actually not. There was Nazi Germany had a fucking little bit of a fucking issue with this as well after the Weimar Republic. But this is a really, really significant event where we see the entire eastern seaboard of Australia has turned into a fucking cocaine economy / national espionage and propaganda fucking network. And it's really amazing to see. It's amazing to see. It's amazing to see what this real go-getter little economy. It's like a little, the little baggie that could. Just here we go, just shifting these bags around, and everyone fucking does as they're told, and nobody does journalism or the news or politics or anything. It just settles to a casino where everyone, or like a casino / fucking, what's that club called? Studio 54. See, when all those movies were made for people that are my age and that aren't in their 70s, when perhaps cocaine was actually a thing. But all those movies end up bad. This is your moment. This is you, Sydney, Canberra, Melbourne, and the Gold Coast. This is you as Jenny off fucking Forrest Gump, just fucking dancing to fucking Freebird on the fucking roof, like Freebird. But like, that's not. See, it was cool when Jenny from Forrest Gump was dancing on a roof to Freebird. It's not cool when a bunch of fucking coke sniffing journalists and fucking politicians are listening to fucking what Kelly Holiday's new song about his fucking girlfriend Abby Chatfield. It's no wonder Albo thinks he's in a pub. I think Albo's being held hostage by all you coke sniffing fucking Nazis. And I'd quite like him to fucking, breathe the fresh country air that this country majoritively has. Can we get it? We've got to, I don't know, we've got to sober him up. He's obviously having his honeymoon right now, so he's going to be ingesting probably some substances, maybe some blue pills, maybe some fucking white pills. I don't know what type of pills or what color they are. It's stupid of me to assume. But I think he needs to fucking do a little tour of Australia. I don't know, in a ute, really, on an Airbus and in a motorcade. Albo needs some ute time, right? So as soon as Albo gets a black HSV ute and rips across the fucking Nullarbor, you know what I mean? Camping out under the stars across the way and fucking, has a little campfire, cooks up some lamb chops on a fucking campfire, responsibly, of course. It doesn't start a bushfire. I think he'll be the better man for it. I think then he can perhaps wield this fucking monstrosity in. It's amazing. Now, I've said this morning that we're going to completely shut off the supply of gold and silver into these regions because you've all heard Albo. The internet and social media is a pub. No one else in the world thinks that, just you lot. Like, you think it too much. You think it so much that this is still going through as law. Obviously, Meta and Facebook and Instagram is starting early on my birthday, just in time for the AC/DC concert and a couple of other things, a couple of other announcements. We've had Foo Fighters are going to be playing in Launceston. Where's Launceston? I don't know. Put down the fucking bag of Coke and have a look in a fucking map with somewhere that isn't the fucking Uber Eats. I think a lot of you have confused Uber Eats and fucking Menulog and whatever Diddy with the brain dead fucking monotonous fucking commercials that are the only thing propping up your fucking ridiculous fucking stations over there. But there is actually a thing called a map. And if you look at it, you will find, if you're really careful and you try really hard, you find a place called Launceston. And it's part of Australia. And you're not any longer. You're a floating fucking Coke party. You're floating around in international waters with a very, very, very delusional fucking prime minister, and he's calling it a pub, and you're all cheering him on, and Abby Chatfield is fucking dancing and fucking basically, I don't know. It's a real mess. It's a real mess what's happened. It's a real visual and visceral display of what drug abuse will do to a fucking region of a country that used to fucking be wonderful. You've had everything. You've had Nazis on the bridge. You've been having protests. which is really just a fucking excuse to not going to work because you're coming down. Just a really weird experiment in Australiana fucking communism, Australiana communism, as opposed to Russian communism or Chinese communism, is very fucking weird, and it requires a never-ending supply of cocaine. And we're going to fucking turn the volume up. So all the Venezuelan ships have been trying to go to America. This is your one chance. You get to flood these regions right now. Victoria, Canberra, New South Wales and Queensland are going to be flooded with the best high-quality Colombian fucking Venezuelan cocaine you've ever fucking had. And it's going to be cheap as fucking chips. You should fucking just snort a fucking wheelbarrow load of it, okay? But if 1 fucking gram goes out of that region, then we're going to fucking drop bombs on your fucking little shithole party. Have I made myself clear? You've seen fucking speedboats blowing up. And how much fun is that to see a fucking speedboat full of coked up fucking Venezuelans just vanish in a fucking vapor trail? Just like, and a double pop as well. All of you now know what a double pop is because you've seen it on the news. But all of you already know what a double pop is because that's a double pop, isn't it? In fucking New Sydney. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ, I've got to get down to Bondi and they're going to rescue me from too coked up. Oh, fucking hell, I love this city. I love this city. You were dancing and I was dancing too. If 1 truck with 1 gram of cocaine comes across an Albo, bang! Like that. Same thing. So if you're a truckie, holy shit, you should maybe think about, I don't know, putting a big rig up for a month or 2 and going through it with a fine-tooth comb and making sure that there isn't a gram of cocaine in there. Because we will let you on your way with the drugs in your truck. You will be out there on the Nullarbor, singing Slim Dusty or Katy Perry, whatever it is, perhaps Celine Dion. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, you will hear a short, approximate 10-second whistle, as if it was coming from a heat-seeking missile, and then you will evaporate yourself like a firework. We will try and time it so that it's exactly at the crescendo of, baby, you're a firework, and then you will be. Come on, get your mouth down. Baby, like that. It takes a lot of organisation to be this much of a humanitarian global defence against debauchery. You know what I mean? We understand that you're on a bender, and so that you're basically suicidal, but also filled with dopamine. And you know that you're pushing the limit, so you want to die fucking screaming. And that's why we work with Spotify, in order to perfectly synchronize your impending death with the musical track that you happen to be listening to. We don't need to do it. We just do it. Okay? That's what you get from the AUKUS arrangement. You don't just die with a fucking whatever. You don't just die because a fucking bunch of Ukrainians have stuck a fucking drone inside a truck and we wheeled it into your territory, and then some type of computer nerds fucking railing fucking lines of Venezuelan coke are intimately programming this fucking flood and sea of drones to target specific infrastructure of a defense force that would be used in defense, and that is currently at a fucking airstrip not being used for defense. It's sitting there, or offense. It's just sitting there, and you fucking think that that is warfare. Well, we're not at that level. Look, turning the entire Australian economy, and a fair chunk of the world's economy, into a digital cocaine-fueled casino is very bad. It's far worse than what the Nazis tried to do. Are you getting the message? And the problem is that it's like when you're dealing with cokeheads, their salvation and their dopamine hit to not listen to what you're saying is just a fucking bump away. You know what I mean? It's like we could listen to what this fucking crazy long-haired fucking cross-dresser on the internet is saying, and I could change my ways and I could learn from my mistakes, or I could just little fucking bump, or maybe do the Hegseth double bump and keep going. Rock up back to Channel 9, fucking put on a good fucking face, put on a bit of fucking makeup, foundation, I'm ready to go. Whew. Now, you may all assume that I'm on cocaine because of the way I act here, but I'm not. I assure you that after I do this, it exhausts me and I have to sleep for ages. Because I've had to, it's like Usain Bolt. I've got to get up to your fucking speed, completely sober. I'm here. Oh shit, run. I'm running up with this alongside him. Oi, you've all got to stop fucking snorting cocaine and turning the world into a digital casino, right? Did you get the message? Otherwise, we're going to blow your trucks up and things all that. It's going to be crazy. We've taken a lot of Australia and it no longer belongs to you. You got the message? Yeah, man, I got the message, eh? What do you want me to do about it? I'm just fucking work at Channel 9. What do you want me to do about it, man? I'm fucking, Albo said that the internet and the social media is a pub. What am I supposed to do, man? I haven't got kids. I don't know what fucking kids do on the internet, man. I've only seen them fucking dancing around and shit like that. What do you do? What are you saying, man? The kids use it for education and shit. Fucking to establish a fucking actual communicative democracy. I thought there was just. Albo said it was all bad, man. What am I fucking do, man? I don't know. I don't want to blow up on the nullable, man. I'm just fucking getting started, bro. Bros, I'm just getting started, man. And those boys, the fucking whatever, the fucking Casnet, they're going to kill me if I don't fucking keep pushing the product. Look what happened to Kelly Holiday. They blew him up, man. Kelly Holiday got blown up like a big fucking cloud of smoke, man, because he didn't move enough product. He fucked his gig up at the fucking Australian female fucking women's AFL league, and now he's fucking dead. Oh, fucking Kelly Holiday dead. Oh, fucking Carl. My mum said this would happen. She said that I should stop my evil ways and I should fucking go back to school or go to church and all that. I just kept doing cocaine at Channel 9 and with the block crew, all the crew of the block. Fucking hell, man. They said it was a just cause. They said we need to make the block. They said this needs to get through, If Australia stops trying to renovate their shithole bungalows, the whole fucking party's going to stop, man. And think about the DJs. You know how much expensive those fucking decks are and the speakers are shit. And they're going to fucking, I don't know what to fucking do, man. You can't send me back to the fucking construction site, man. I had a really good thing going here. Look at my girlfriend. She's really fucking sexy. She makes fucking 20 grand a month on OnlyFans. She's keeping this whole thing going. I don't know what to do. It's Pete Hegseth's fault. I love this. They're like, how slow do they have to scale it? This is the Department of War. You're shipping drugs and poisoning our people. You're shipping drugs in fucking homemade speedboats and submarines across the fucking waterway to fucking smuggle in the world of fucking, 6 million degree fucking digital fucking surveillance. We've told you your fucking dickhead fucking dictator is holding his sword up in his fucking best fucking, what's his name? Impression. Fidel Castro impression. Just whacking off over fucking 1970s history and not watching any of the history that existed the 100 years before that. And then double pop. I can assure you that for every person that dies in a double pop fucking, targeted fucking speedboat explosion, and who's to say that double pop, that the second pop wasn't just fucking from their dodgy wiring that they'd fucking rigged up in the jungle with some type of fucking little flashlight. You get one pop. The second one was yours, mate. But I can assure you, all the people that have died from double pops in the Caribbean, there are fucking 10 people that have died from fucking mysterious white powder going up their nose in their own fucking double pop. So yeah, they're narco-terrorists. And the eastern seaboard of Australia is their fucking favourite place, second favourite place, to offload their product. And we know that if we fucking leave you all to fucking go into withdrawal en masse, it's gonna cause a lot of mayhem. That's why we're going to flood those regions with cocaine, because they can't go to there anymore. Now, this isn't like we're not poisoning you because you're poisoning yourselves. Do you see? But if any of that cocaine goes off outside of that region, then you will, in fact, be put down like that. So keep it there. Trade your entire fucking, all your chips. You're just going to keep gambling, right? At Albo's place, at Albo's pub, because it's fucking wall-to-wall pokey machines over there. You're going to keep gambling. You're going to keep drinking. You're going to keep listening to fucking Peking Duck. And you're all going to default on every fucking single thing. Now, if you happen to be a good, true, conservative mind, you just got to sit tight. Or, I don't know, fucking Airbnb your place out to someone who looks semi-responsible and, I don't know, just come over here and build a little shed on a property that you buy for fucking peanuts. I don't know what you're going to do. Go on that trip around Europe that you've always had. I don't know how long it's going to take for this to all settle down. But Albo's place is about to go off its tits. This is the biggest house party ever recorded on Earth that's being attempted here by Albo. He's coming straight out of his honeymoon. He's organised boatloads of cocaine. The breweries around Australia and the fucking weird little, I love how do you know what the ultimate, these are the three kind of things that Australian bogan entrepreneurs have really, really targeted over the last decade. Bespoke alcohol beverages in the form of like little, basically they buy, this is it. It's like, oi, we just buy fucking huge fucking containers of vodka from Russia. We mix it with some apple juice and put it in a can with a fucking funny face on it. And then we sell it to kids. You can't win. You can't lose in that fucking arrangement. Kids love being drunk. This is literally what's going on in Australia right now. Despite the fact that, there's clearly a huge movement of young teenagers, turning their back on the ways of the past. Maybe it has something to do with social media. Alcohol being the largest contributor to domestic violence, to fucking financial ruin, to violence in general, to manslaughter, to fucking to driving accidents, all of the things, right? And this is Albo's solution. I'm not a pub. I'm not running the country like a brothel or a pub. You are, Mark Zuckerberg. Come on, Mark Zuckerberg. I'll take you, you fucking cocksucker. I'll fucking take you. Come on, Google. I'll fucking take you. I'm Anthony Albanese. I'm Anthony Albanese, cunt. Say hello to my little friend. I'm Anthony Albanese. I'm the biggest cocaine dealer on earth, cunts. And I fucking own you. I own you and I own your children. And they're not going to do no fucking education out of my system. Yeah. They're all coming to Albo's place. Cocaine's half price. Because I got married, cocaine's half price at Albo's place. So get to work, kids. I put on a party for you all. You can thank me later on, if you know what I mean, because I'm Anthony Albanese. Basically, Scarface cunts. All right? I own this country. I'm fucking Anthony Albanese. I'm the Anthony Mundane of politics. And I own this motherfucker. So I don't want to hear about any children saying nothing on the internet about this, okay? You all shut the fuck up, all right? Anthony's here. It's Big Tony's fucking pub. All right. So has everyone got all the messages? Yeah, how hard it is to just fucking come up with these things. As I said, the owl flew in this morning. I said, it's Pete Hegsess sent me a little owl photo again. Oh, thank you, Pete. Thank you. And thanks for the mince pies as well. Thank you. I'll have to remember to send a Christmas card back. It has been a while since the Hegsess and Wisers have got together, and I think that's a real, it's a really unfortunate series of events. Obviously, we have a beautiful history of our ancestors and things like that, but it's time to really get those traditions back up again. And once this cocaine fucking digital casino is closed, I think we can really get back to just building a wonderful, wonderful set of nations. You've got your thing going on over there. Obviously, a little bit more chaotic, and we've got our thing over here where we've kept it a little bit more ordered, except for this exception. But yeah, so it's one of the wonders, it's one of the benefits of having a large uninhabited continent to deal with. It's all blue sky horizons. And we really look forward to what the children are going to innovate once they're not forced to do lines of cocaine and binge drink themselves to death at Albo's. Well, I better end with 5 words because I've declared war on some very large regions of this country. And I better put my money where my mouth is. I better say that this is indeed just an English lesson on the internet. It is not a pub. If you act like it's a pub here, I'm going to tell you off. If you keep doing it, you're going to sit in the corner, and you might even be in timeout if you continue to act the fool in this place that is 100% not a pub. Okay? If you want to go to a pub, go to Canberra. Albo's is open 24/7. The first word is post-mortem examination, autopsy. Oh, I'm dipping into Dame Edna a little bit here, aren't I? A little bit. Do you think? Possibly. There isn't even a description for post-mortem examination, autopsy. I love when the steaming piles of human flesh truck driver is brought into the examination room and all the factors are put together. You can imagine it's like CSI Miami, and the guy goes, "You'll notice here the Spotify stopped playing at exactly the crescendo of Katy Perry's Firework. I think we know what happened here. Dun, 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 dun. We won't be fooled again. Won't be fooled again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like that. Next word. Parolee. One who is released on parole. That was me for 9 months. For 9 months, I was a parolee because I tried to discuss the fucking deteriorating fucking shithole of a fucking alcoholic Disneyland that Albo had turned the internet into. 9 months. You fucking knobheads. You fucking knobheads. Jesus fucking Christ. City slicker. That's what you all are, and I'm not. And I fucking hate city slickers, especially Coke fucking fueled fucking journalist fucking media, whatever bullshit politician city slickers. The hard truth is that when we got to Australia, there was no cities. Oh my God. So guess who built the cities? We did. And guess who's fucking them up? You are. So guess who gets to make the decisions on how we end the fucking destruction of Australian cities? We do. Why? Because you're all fucking at a casino. So just keep playing and snorting and drinking away. It'll all be over like that. Weather. A word introducing independent clauses or the like, the first of two or more alternatives, sometimes repeated before the second. It's so funny that it's like never at any point did I hear so there's sometimes words in the English language, they don't, like weather. There's no way that I could really give that description. It's just something that you know, like that cocaine and drinking is bad. And that at no time anyone has ever offered me a drink or cocaine or to prostitute myself on the internet. And that's because I'm a man. So what Albo is really saying is that at Albo's place, we can't protect women because we don't know how, because we are the ones expecting women to do the things that they are doing. Because we don't have a high opinion of women, because we're coked up fucking alcoholic fucking degenerates. Now that doesn't mean, you will see whatever environment you're in through the lens of your own consciousness. So if you have been, brought up in that environment, then you are subject to those conditions, and you will then, if risen to prime ministership, you will project that vision onto the world, and you will attempt to project it onto the internet, which is just really the definition of a grandiose delusion. And that is very, very, very common with cocaine addicts. Their delusions will go to the fucking stratosphere or to the metaverse, which is kind of like the stratosphere, except there's way more fucking funny cat videos in the metaverse. Rebate. Baiting. Return of part of an original amount paid for some service or merchandise for payments as or part charges to allow as a discount to deduct a certain thing. The rebate that the British Empire is taking, I've drew in a map, and that will steadily grow over the next, 12 months until it resembles the true island of Australia again, as slowly but surely the coked up alcoholic burnouts indeed do what they do best, and they burn out. And so by attrition, we will just slowly chip away and take those regions back. I'd say a fair chunk of those regions are going to come back pretty quickly as soon as they get the message that is being held back by the people that I'm referencing here this morning, because you all live in those little shithole cities and suburbia, don't you? Yeah, you're projecting a picture of a big state, a bit like our pollies over here were doing. You know what I mean? They were trying to say that they could put tracking devices on everyone who fucking wanders around the vast uninhabited desert of this giant fucking state over here. And that's basically another display of what happens when a psychiatrist's son takes charge, fucking gets a little kick, and fucking, starts self-medicating on his psychiatric medication. That's a retarded thing to say. You obviously don't have the vast resources of an interconnected AUKUS arrangement. And so you're really just torturing people and using a livestock retention device on people A bit like the ATO got caught doing the other day with a diabetic woman being forced to have a ankle bracelet on because the ATO is trying to act like a fucking bouncer in Las Vegas right now. They've swallowed their own Kool-Aid and they need to fucking cash the checks that Albo keeps writing as he fucking does mountains of cocaine and shoots his machine gun into the air. I'm assuming. It's not really appropriate for us to show the footage that we have of Albo right now, but I can assure you that it's very much like that, except a very Albo version. So if you can imagine the Albo version of Scarface, that's what's going on right now. Let's do the last word. This might be a bonus word as well, but let's read it. It is transgress. To pass over or go beyond the limit. Albo transgressed. Not just on Australians. You know what I mean? Not just on children, but on the world. On the future of the world. On all your ancestors, and into descendants into the future. Albo has transgressed. And he will be immortalized in his transgression in a statue that will sit in every capital city across this country. And then all of you morons will finally understand that sometimes a statue is because you're a cunt. And it's not always because you're a top bloke. Okay, it's a little secret, right? We put at the British Empire, we put statues up of people that we want you to know who they are. And sometimes that's because they were a cunt, right? No one who's doing things wants to be immortalized. Like this. You know what I mean? We're going to immortalize Anthony Albanese in every state with his famous photo of him looking like a fucking, fresh cut fucking uni student or whatever it is. He's going to immortalize that, and in memoriam of Albo's fucking pub coke bender that went for too long. And everyone will understand what a statue can mean. It is not always a celebration. It is basically, it's like stocks. Like people used to be put in stocks and they'd put in the fucking town square so people could throw tomatoes at them. And so all the fucking weird shit you've all done to the statues of the British Empire, you can now do that to Albo while you're fucking eating your fucking, Big Mac and coming down from the night's Peking duck fucking house party. It's equal opportunity. Albo wants the fucking Gough Whitlam statue on the stairs of the old Parliament House, and now we as the Australian people want the Albo fucking coke bender statue in the capital city of every nation of this beautiful federal fucking Australian government. So obviously Perth, Tasmania, South Australia, Northern Territory, they're all going to get a statue early, and as soon as you've all fucking got this fucking partying out of your system, you will then get your statue as well. Do you get it? Do you understand? Is it making sense now? It's like, they actually fix the problems that they accidentally create. They don't just keep creating more problems and then point the fingers at a scapegoat while they're actually just distributing cocaine and vapes and fucking alcohol and illegal cigarettes and fucking illegal child prostitution and things like that. Oh, they're smart. Those Brits are very smart. So transgress is to pass or go beyond the limit, to go beyond the limits imposed by law, command, violent, infringe, break, violate law. So what I actually got put in prison for was I transgressed on a violence restraining order. But in fact, I was in the process of public testimony in an environment of my peers that I had made sure was just people that would be appropriate to make a decision such as this. And I was trying to pioneer, as my family on both sides has done in all regions of this country, I was trying to pioneer a new environment so that we don't keep going down this route. So you notice I didn't transgress on a violence restraining order. I've been very patient with the judiciary in this process. You know what I mean? It's all there. I assure you, every single detail is there to what I was doing. It's all of you that just kept fucking going. You just kept going. Disconnected from the law, disconnected from reality, disconnected from history, disconnected from like appropriate conversation, just floating on your own fucking hot air and farts. And then it lands on that final statement. Sometimes kids go into a pub when they're 17. But this is the law. And it will be. This isn't the law. You're insane. You're an insane fucking lunatic, Anthony Albanese. The internet, social media is not a pub. The only reason it resembles a pub is because the Australian government, most importantly the Australian Labor Party, has been unable to prevent rampant alcoholism and rampant drug abuse in their fucking pandered to and fucking elevated well beyond their deserved position cohort of communist bludgers. This isn't a numbers game. Okay? It's just not. You've all acted horrifically over the last couple of years, provably, and we have more evidence than we've ever had in any period of time ever of your true behavior if allowed to continue this self-serving behavior. This daydream that the British were evil colonizers and we've liberated Australia to be free. No. If the British had acted as you would have acted and then somehow got to this point, there would be a fair few more accusations going on. We'd be in a very different Australia. The Australia that would have been eventually hijacked would be a very different Australia. This is the deterioration of an empire that was fucking, very ambitious and spread out very wide and then has retreated back, on demand from its labor force, but kept someone in the room just to make sure it doesn't all go to shit, and then it has gone to shit, and so now we're fucking, we're doing our job. There's been constant demand from the Labor Party and from all of this cohort of this woke kind of environmental, all these things. We're doing all the things you said. It's not easy. The future of Australia and the future of the world isn't just held in the fucking delusional drug and alcohol-fueled conversations you're having around a fucking one of those glass fucking outdoor tables. It actually requires work, and it requires organization. It requires limiting of antisocial behavior. It requires example of what it takes to actually do these things. And this is what it takes. Australia cannot be run by coke-fueled fucking alcoholics. And the only reason that you would think that I appear like that is because that's all you ever see. You've never seen this. It's been limited. It's been attempted to be eradicated from your mind to prop up this never-ending fucking party. But all it took was, that one sentence. When children go into a pub, sometimes they get in, but this is the law. This isn't a pub. This is the place, and I have authority to speak on this. This is a place I would practice and prepare myself to go and sing in a pub, which is now really far away from my mind. And the problem constantly for me was I don't want to go and sing in a pub because I don't really like alcohol. Because it's fucking killed some of the closest people to me. It's destroyed the lives of some of the people the closest to me. And it's destroyed my country. It is a never-ending scourge on my Irish, brothers in arms. And the Australians, well, like Australians do, they had to outdo the old versions. And so Australia basically cultivated a new type of fucking alcoholic degeneracy. And this is what is being celebrated. This is the Anthony Albanese culture that he is now mandating onto the children that are beautifully multicultural and beautifully, prepared for appropriate conversation and to evolve out of this fucking disgusting scourge. But yeah, never in my time did I think this is a pub. Oh, social media is a pub. No, it's not. No, for millions and millions and millions of people around the world, it's their only salvation from their own particular geographical culture that may have degenerated to a similar thing. Now, this is a problem, is like the idea of a pub can be wonderful. It really can, but it requires a lot of things. It requires a return to responsibility and to manners and etiquette and all these things that are constantly being attacked by the Australian Labor Party. The enjoyment you feel as a young person binge drinking and doing drugs and running around suburbia and all these things, it's like, okay, yeah, that's the first thing you're experiencing as a young person. It's the first taste of something that you could consider freedom that most of us experience. It's the first, not the last. It's the easiest tool that you would use to attempt to invoke communism to a region this large. It's like communism, yeah, it's just drinking. It's just a pub. We're all going to drink. This is the unions fought for we want fucking 5 drinks and we want enough money and we want fucking 8-hour days and we want 2-hour weekends. It's like, what have you done with it? And the problem is it's a noisy, bullyish, mobbish group of drunk cokeheads. And they're very hard to deal with when your example, historically speaking, is kind of just a well-mannered defense. Excuse me, I'd like you to leave. And I've done this. I've worked at a pub. I've had to kick people out for being extremely antisocial. It's the most annoying job to do in the world. I've been antisocial at a pub and been, by my own account, the most annoying person on earth. But social media is not a pub. At the moment, there is a glimmer for certain people that have used it in a different way, that haven't just used it to spy on their neighbours and create gossip and chit-chat and all these things. It's a glimmer of something different. It's not the empire of fucking Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuckerberg has laid his foundation. He hasn't stood there and cultivated an environment and a culture because he can't, because he's an antisocial computer nerd. It's our job. to pioneer it, to colonize it. You know, there's a lot of anti-Semitism out there, and it's amazing that it's like there's all this anti-Semitism that has been cultivated by this Australian Labor Party, but none of you are going to try and colonize and capture the social media network environment that Mark Zuckerberg has created. Why is that? Because you think it's a trap? How is it a trap? You know what I mean? You develop the society and the culture on the social media, and that bleeds out into our culture. I just don't get it. In fact, by allowing this, see, because Mark Zuckerberg, he's an astute businessman. All of these Jews in this tech world are astute businessmen. It's like, if the people do not rise up and defend and colonize and pioneer these environments, then, oh yeah, they're going to be used by dictators for control. I just don't get it. So you'll disrupt the actions of a city by waving your fucking Palestinian flag and doing these things, and protests on the stairs, all these things, but you won't talk to your friends and family on social media because you're afraid that you'll be put in jail. Isn't this weird? So Palestine is the largest open-air prison on earth. It's like, no, afraid not. Australia was attempted to be the largest open-air prison on earth. It actually started that way. You know what I mean? That was a long time ago. Roger Cook and Anthony Albanese. It was a long fucking time ago. Australia isn't a prison, well, except for those eastern states. It's like a prison party for the foreseeable future. And it's not a pub. It's a country. It's filled with families with different religions, different races, different things that are all sick of this fucking behavior from this cohort. It's time to really, really, really start focusing on who you're surrounded by and what their behavior is and what that means. I saw a thing from the Telegraph that said, should police have tattoos? No, police should not have visible tattoos. I don't care if you think that that's a cultural fucking progressive thing into multicultural and, experimentation with historic fucking things. It's not. No, it's only casino police that have fucking tattoos visible on their arms. And one of the largest problems we're going to have for the next fucking 40 years is we're going to be dealing with a cohort of tatted up fucking ex-police officers, claiming that they've got PTSD because of the fucking horrific things that the Australian Labor Party made them do. You were never police. Can I make myself fucking clear on that right now? You were never fucking police in this country if you've got fucking visible fucking tattoos that you've been like waving around. Arresting fucking people with visible fucking tattoos. That's not our fucking culture. You talk about the damage that social media has done. How about the damage that fucking tatted up cops have done to young people across this country, covered in fucking retarded little fucking cartoons? A lifetime of fucking painful removal fucking surgery. That's a lot more permanent than a fucking Facebook post. It's actually a lot more permanent than a fucking OnlyFans account. Tatted up fucking police. You're not police. You never were. You take one fucking attempt to fucking claim welfare or fucking PTSD bullshit or any of this fucking crap after the crap you've pulled across this fucking country. You can fuck right off. I don't know where the fuck you're going to go. Maybe you spend your last fucking paycheck to actually tattoo the fucking police uniform onto yourself. That way we can know who you are forever. And it's funny, I'm making precautions so these people don't bleed our country dry with fucking false compo claims. But really, when it comes down to it, no fucking person with tattoos on their arms or their neck is ever in this country going to admit that they drew an income from a police force after this. You know what I mean? You go away for fucking 10 years to try and fucking figure out how to plant some trees and stuff like that. The whole place, the whole neighborhood goes to shit. Now let's John Wright my 2, okay? This is interactive. This is the two-way street I was talking about. So we're going to read some comments now from John Wright my 2, who has disappeared, which is pretty common. This is very common troll activity. As soon as they're identified, they disappear. Oh, he's back. Or maybe he's not back. Let's fucking see. Let's see. Why don't you put a face on your thing instead of a J? Why don't you do something else instead of just comment on my fucking videos? It's my guy. You can be a woman. It's 2025. Let your inner queen out, Shannon. It's sad that you have no one to talk to. Maybe it's the angry ranting that puts people off. People say the glass shop is code for shards. Like, hey, let's go get shards from Shazza Wise at the glass shop. Yeah, it's a genius fucking, display of intelligence operation. That's what it is. You're right, I can be a woman. Yep, it's 2025. Let my inner queen out. And no, glass shop has never sold meth. It actually stems, the reason that I lean on that is because it stems from a meth dealer that I used to be kind of friends with. And I would tell him that the margins that he was getting on his crystal meth business were probably, very close to that of a fucking McDonald's worker. And there's a lot of fucking documentation about this. It's the most retarded fucking business you could ever be in. It doesn't make money. It's not glorious. You're killing people and ruining lives. And you're making minimum wage for it, and you're exposing yourself to ridiculous amounts of fucking harm in the form of being arrested and put in jail for a very long time. I indeed was actually selling glass. I just kind of knew that would be the fucking thing of Australian. Not the Australia that really I was born into. The Australia that Australia has turned into since I was born, where the culture has become tattoos and meth. That's not ever going to be the Australia that I fucking support. That is the Australia of knob jockeys that fucking, have a big, maybe they have a double bump to get the confidence up to write a couple of fucking words in somebody's comment section. Yeah. This isn't a pub. I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to fucking liberate you from your retarded alcoholic drug fucking fueled prison camp that you've wandered into. You thought you were going into the tattoo shop and you've fucking now been addicted to crystal meth and alcohol for over a decade. I'm going to read you specifically a word, even though you're not here. So, John Wright, if you ever do come back and watch this, you know what I mean? If you are a real person, if you are sitting there, on your last legs, just looking for inspiration, how you can change your life, the word is replenish. To bring back to a state of fullness or completeness, as by supplying what is lacking, to supply a fire stove with fresh fuel, to fill again or anew. Isn't that the fucking greatest word to end this on? I'm here to replenish Australia of its supplies of Britishness. It has been terribly running low on this Britishness. And I'm not talking about pommy fucking Scouser fucking whatever fucking EastEnders bullshit. I'm talking about Britishness. About manners, etiquette, responsibility, duty, virtue, all the things. Chivalry. Chivalry meaning horse culture. We're a horse culture, not a whores culture. Yeah, this is the importance of, pronunciation. Oh no, we're a horse culture. Chivalrous, not whores. We leave that to the Dutch mostly. They're the horse culture. The Dutch are the Persians and the Asians. They are whores cultures. We are a horse culture, like the Mongols. Like the Mongols, the Scythians, and the Na'vi. Well, they're not horses. They're weird space horses. But same thing. The Na'vi are a chivalrous tribal culture, and the British are a civilized, chivalrous horse culture. And we are here to rescue you and your daughters from being whores. Because every little girl wants a pony. They don't want to be bucked like a pony. And there's plenty of space for all of the little girls of Australia to have their very own little pony. Okay? And they should very much reconsider covering themselves in tattoo or getting injections or getting fucking Botox or fake boobs and any of these things, because that will all hinder their progress in being able to ride horses, which is what we do. We're a horse culture, not a whores culture, okay? It's in the fine print, but Albo can't read it because he's seeing double. So Australia is a British colony horse chivalrous culture. It's not a pub. And I can't wait to see how this progresses. I can't wait to see the millions of coked up fucking pimps and dealers and fucking and gangsters sitting there in fucking Sydney, waving their machetes around at us over here on the west and on the south and in Tasmania and fucking in the ocean and all these things. Terrorizing the streets of Canberra and Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane and the Gold Coast, just riding their Harleys around, just burning out all that fucking fuel and coke and fucking thing. And then we're just going to gently ride in on horseback and fucking put you all in jail. We've done it. Fuck, how many times have we done this? We did it with the horses and fucking pigeons and scrolls and things like that. We can sure as hell do it with the fucking, drones and helicopters and jets and surveillance and iPhones. We can do it like that. So yeah, enjoy it. You know what I mean? Enjoy the party at Albo's place, and as always, you can leave the party. I'd suggest that's a good idea. The people of the true Australia are going to be, encouraged to offer a welcoming hand to the exiles of hell that are streaming out of those metropolises right now and looking for a new opportunity. So yeah, I'll end there. John Wright, my two, has not had anything else to say. I'll give him a moment. No, he's gone again. He's gone again. Alrighty. Albo's not here either. This could have all been sorted by Albo. So Albo's kind of exposing himself as a drunk fucking teenager that's just set fire to the roof of the pub that he's claiming Australian internet is. And he's just sitting up there on the roof. And don't ask me how I know that that's what he's doing. One of the only times as a teenager that I ever sat in the back of a police car was when I ridiculously was convinced by my drunk mate while I was drunk to climb on the roof of a pub and try and set fire to the shade cloth. People do stupid things at pubs. That's why I don't really frequent them. And it's sure as hell why I'm going to prevent social media and the internet turning into a pub. Because we don't need. I know I can. If I want pubness, I can go to the pub. It's that the internet for me is a salvation from the pub. It's like provably. So yeah, confusion. I think this is going to be studied for 100 years. The sociologists and anthropologists and human behaviorologists and all the ists that like to fucking really delve into the depths of a mass surveilled population as it battles with its addiction and violence and degeneracy problems. So yes, I'm hoping after this to receive tenure from Oxford. It would have made my father so proud to receive tenure at Oxford. Perhaps I could even rub shoulders with Prince William and return to my homeland as maybe not a hero. Let's say I'm not a hero, of course, but as a figure of importance in the exploration of humanity and in the protection of the British reputation. Thank you.